It's the stuff that I want to talk about. I'll be able to talk about it, like, I guess, later, whatnot.
So, yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
All right.
I don't want to talk about it now because it's always like reverse, where it's like I end up doing the feelings and then the other stuff kind of gets pushed aside. So I want to do it in reverse this time. So
All right.
get all the important stuff.
This. Let's kind of hit this then. All right. So,
Let me see if I can pull it
while
up.
you're doing that, this is the self-management portion. All right. So
Okay.
we're gonna start with your score, which is it's a medium score. It's at 49%. All right, which is the width of the management. The raw score is 2.44%, and this is 25% and 75%. So basically, through that is an average. While these individuals may experience some impulsiveness and rash actions, they are generally intentional and on task with their feelings and performance. So
Interesting.
basically, not slowing down and basically just kind of reacting and acting instead of more so thinking and then making a choice to go another way, basically.
Hey, repeat that.
So if you're gonna be impulsive, you're gonna be rash, right? So it's like it's
Yeah.
you basically just reacting off of like the first emotions that come up or the first thoughts that come up instead of slowing down, noticing what's going on, processing
Oh,
the
okay.
situation,
Yeah.
and then making a choice to move the other way.
Okay.
All right, so that's what we want to get better at, right, or get over.
So what it's saying now is I basically I'm at the point where it's like I do just react.
Yes,
Okay.
you react more than actually sitting there and thinking about it and processing the situation. Now, this is kind of when it's still kind of the beginning of our session still because it's only been barely 90 days, right?
Yeah.
So this is the third month working with each other. All right, so we're gonna start with the lowest score. All right, well, so in the 5 subcategories. All right, so motivation, positive, and positive psychology. All right, so and it says self-energizing, the ability to be mentally and emotionally engaged. All right, attitude, passion, choosing cause and effect feelings, being responsible for personal success, acting and choosing feelings in accordance with positive emotions, optimism, and constructive feelings, limiting negative emotions, patterns, and spirals. All right, so you just talked about that in those questions. I don't know if you think it's
Yeah.
maybe the fourth questions you was talking about that.
Yeah, okay.
So pull it up for me.
Let's see.
I think it's the fourth question. I think it's the one where
How can you become more conscious of your feelings?
I think it is. Let me see it. Oh, it's the fifth one.
The last one.
Yeah, it's the fifth question on that. You're fine. But you was talking about how basically it's rare. I think it was rare that you stay in a positive mood. Like sometimes you're able to actually pick what you the right
Oh,
emotion.
that's the third one.
That's the third one?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm wrong in two
I was
things.
glancing at it.
It's the same thing technically.
Yeah.
So that's why I said that. This is what you basically just said the same thing twice, basically.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, I'm trying to find the section where you're at.
turn it right side up. It's the third section. Because it's gonna go self, then
Okay,
social, and then it's gonna self-management.
Okay. Social. Okay, self-management. Okay, got it.
All right, so we on the motivation, positive psychology initiative, right? So this is basically talking about the whole triggers thing, noticing the triggers and being able to actually slow down. Exactly what I just said basically is what you need to be doing, right? Focusing on what your triggers are, processing actually going. We talked about this, I think, the last session.
I think, yeah.
That's exactly what I was telling you about, focusing on the loneliness part, right?
Yeah.
And making sure, like, we noticed that the house for you is the trigger.
Yeah.
All right, so how has that been coming for you?
Well, I'm not really sure. Because I haven't really been focused on it much.
Okay.
But, I don't know. We might have to come back to that.
Has it been bothering you?
Nah. The only time I can really say that it bothers me, and it's just really weird, it's like I have a little foyer area, and it has a light. So if I turn on that light, it bothers me because it reminds me of the first night that we moved into the apartment, and that was the only light that we had, and it was me, my brother, and two nieces. We were all sleeping in the living room on the floor, like, and it was like just a maze of junk because we hadn't sorted anything out yet. And my ex was like, "Ah, screw that! I'm not sleeping on the floor. I want to sleep in the bed." So she was in the bedroom. But yeah, so it's like every time I turn on that light, it just kind of reminds me of that.
Okay.
So yeah, so that bothers me.
How did you handle like when that time came up? Like, what was your thought process with that, handling that?
I kind of just thought about it, and then I just kind of went on about my business. So I mean, it still makes me feel kind of sad, you know. It's like I'm like, ah, yeah, that was a good time. Oh well, I get my keys and walk out the door. So
Okay.
I mean, it still pops up every time I turn on that light, but for the most part, I just kind of go on about my business.
Being intentional, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we just, focusing on being intentional when we come into situations, right? So make sure we actually have a plan of action when we come across thoughts that make us sad.
Yeah.
Right. So now that you know that that's there, then what's the process of doing that? Right? Is
Yeah.
think of another emotion, silver lining, thinking of the purpose, why you doing what you're doing. Bam, this is not good. Let's go the other way. Right?
Yeah.
Being intentional.
Would it be? Cause I thought about it too. I was like, maybe I just need to avoid turning that light on.
No,
But I'm like, yeah, that just seems like overkill.
we don't avoid situations like that. That's not something that you do, right? Because you're not actually facing it, then you're not handling it. So it's going to show up somewhere else, usually. All right.
Okay.
So handle it, face it, work through it,
Okay.
overcome it. All right.
I think I had a moment like that at work today, but I'll get into that later.
Say it.
Go ahead. Okay. So I was on Facebook and I was looking up a friend of mine, ironically because I was trying to see how big he was because he worked out and stuff, and I was like, yeah, let me see like if I can get a good picture of him just in the gym or whatever. So there's this other guy we went to school with, and he had commented on one of my friend's pictures. So I was like, oh, I wonder how he's doing. So I went on his profile, started looking through some of his pictures and stuff, found out that he's married now, and he has a daughter. And I already knew about his daughter because it was a girl that we went to school with as well. And the two of them used to mess around. He got her pregnant, and they had a daughter together. But they were actually like kind of amicable about it.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, yeah, he's still allowed to be her dad. He can spend time with her, whatnot, blah blah blah. But anyway, so I was just kind of looking at the pictures, and I was like, oh wow, she's gotten big. And he's like, oh yeah, Daddy's little girl. There's one picture where he's like, he went to her recital and he was so proud of her and stuff like that. And it kind of made me think of one of my ex's nieces, Alyssa. And it's kind of like how I used to kind of view her as a daughter and stuff. And I'll be honest, I started tearing up because it was just.
You
kinda
noticed that was a trigger, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
I
other
noticed.
people's what we deem as success and what we want, that's a trigger for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And just kind of looking, like, seeing that, and he even had one picture where it was a text message from him and her, well, a conversation between him and her, and they were saying good night, and then the next day she's like, oh yeah, did you get your ticket for my play or whatever she was doing? And he's like, yeah, I got it already. Why? What's up? And she put this picture of like this little girl just kind of like, ee! And he's like, it's like little small things like that makes it worth it. And I was just like, it kind of clicked in my mind. I was like, maybe that's why, another reason why I'm having such a hard time getting over this, because it's like, even though that wasn't my daughter, that was the closest thing I had to a daughter, but I couldn't do the type of things I wanted to with her because people would just look at it like, well, that's not your daughter. Why do you care so much? And it's weird that you want to do all this stuff with this like young girl. And it's like, well, if I see her kind of like my daughter, then I don't, yeah. And then even with my ex, before we broke up, we were actually talking about maybe having, like, trying to have a child, because I was like, yeah, I'm like ready to, have my own little kid and stuff like that. And it, like I said, it just kind of clicked. I was like, yeah, I walked away. Well, I know we talked about the wording and stuff, so I guess like I ended the relationship because I wanted to take it to the next level. I mean, outside all the messed up stuff that was going on with the family and all that, it's like I wanted to take it to the next level, and I realized that there was no way to do that because they kept saying like, oh, well, y'all can't get married because her check will, disappear and y'all can just be together and that's it, or oh, she can't have a baby because she's too weak. And I was just like, I don't want to have a child and have it be like a big issue with everybody. I don't want to get married and have it turn into like this whole big thing and all that. It's like I want to be able to progress with my partner just like anybody else would progress with their partner. But I didn't see that, and I think that's why I started to detach. And it's like just looking at this, I was like, it's like I'm mourning the loss of a possible family. Like I think that's why those pictures hit me really hard. Cause like I had a surrogate daughter, and then me and my ex were talking about actually having a child, and then all that's gone now.
Okay.
And so it made me feel really sad. So yeah.
Comparison. All right, making sure we don't compare our lives to other people. All right. So making sure that that's not your thought process. Oh, I wish I had this. Look at them. They have this. I don't have this. Do your best when that trigger come up. Don't let yourself fall into that thought pattern.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, and being patience attached to that is going to be two things. Not comparing and then saying, all right, I'm going to be patient because what I'm doing is going to get me where I need to be.
Yeah.
Right.
I did kind of do that a little bit because I started thinking, I was like, because I hate to keep going into stories, but my other friend that lives in Charlotte, she got married recently, but she has a younger sister. And back when I first graduated from college, me and my friend, her name's Candace. So me and Candace, we were living together. Her sister came to visit, and me and her sister got really close. And then her sister came back to visit one summer. It was me, her sister, her, and my brother came to visit as well. So her sister, whose name's Erica, she had gotten pregnant by this guy that she was dating at the time. And long story short, he didn't want to keep the baby. It was a whole situation. So Candace actually paid for Erica to get an abortion, get rid of the baby. And that really haunted her because she felt bad about, like basically killing the baby, and Candace told her, she was like, yeah, you know what? I know you feel bad, but look at it like this. You weren't ready for this baby. God will give you your baby back when you're ready for it. And she's actually having a baby in November now. That was like years and years ago, but she's with a good guy now, and she's having a baby, and all this. And I'm just like, okay, Candace is right. So it just makes me wonder, it's like, I was close to having a family. I had a surrogate family, I had a surrogate daughter, but it wasn't right. And I guess God took me out of that situation, and he's trying to tell me, like, hey, like you said, patience. You will get the wife that you want. You will get the daughter that you want, the family that you want.
Yes, sir.
And when you get it, it'll be right this time.
There we go.
So, yeah, so I tried to tell myself that. I still felt sad.
There we go.
I mean, progress.
Right. Using anecdotes, right? Stuff like that, calling on stories that we've seen that worked, right? That's where we draw hope from, right? So it's like Hebrews, the 11th chapter, right? And it goes through all the different, or a lot of different scenarios of people in the Old Testament that showed faith and then came through on the other side. We have to call on stories like that, right? Reminiscing or just daydreaming or focusing on stuff like that to inspire hope in us. All right. Good job. All right.
Cool.
Good job. All right. All right. Way to stay positive. All right.
Yeah. Well, at least trying to. I still felt bad about it, but
you look.
Process.
Say don't minimize that.
Yeah.
You did it. All right. Not trying. You did that, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't a try. You completed it, right?
Yeah.
Don't minimize it.
Okay.
All right. Accept that you did something good.
All right.
There we go. Give it to yourself.
All right.
There we go. All right. There we go. All right. Let's go to the highest one. So self-control and discipline. All right, it's the next one. It says effectively handling impulses, maintaining composure while experiencing stressful, trying emotions, managing preparation and performance, actively choosing paths, self-directing, the ability to emotionally persist to achieve strategic objectives. That's a 60, right? That's a 60. So you
gotta break that one down a minute.
you okay, so basically
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how it applies to me, because I don't.
what you just said, literally, like what you was just talking about, right? The whole story about you actually like drawing from that and believing in that, that's really the process of what you just did.
Oh.
That's really what that's talking about. So it's a 60. It can be higher, right? We want that to be higher, right? Meet consistency, right? Next time, it's like when spirals come about, right? So we know what creates a mood is a group of emotions, right? So to what creates a negative mood, right, or depression would be a prolonged set of negative emotions, right? So we want to break those spirals, right, by using anecdotes, right, by focusing on what our purpose is and what we want to achieve in life, right, handling the anxiety, right, or the stress of a situation before it turns into depression, right?
Makes sense.
There we go. So this is why we're going over self-management. So using these tools, all the stuff that I've taught or been teaching, all right, using those to handle the situations, all right?
Okay.
That's why. So we'll keep on growing in that area.
Okay.
I'm gonna reiterate it.
All right.
Give yourself credit when you do something. Don't minimize by saying I tried.
Okay.
I did it. Congratulations to me. All right.
Okay.
It helps with confidence more than what you know.
Would that also count for, I guess, somewhat trusting yourself?
Yes.
Or? Okay.
That's a part of it. It's part of self-esteem. But go ahead, keep going.
Okay. Because another thing, I decided within the last couple of days or not. So I decided to go ahead and get another credit card.
My guy.
When I thought about it, I was like, yeah, one, I don't think I'm gonna make it without something else. Like, even if I'm doing logos, I'm like, I need something else. And two, I'm just like, I just have to try to trust myself that I'm not gonna end up in crippling debt.
There we go. There we go.
So yeah, I'm trying to schedule a meeting with my banker sometime this week, so I can at least go in and try to get like some financial advice, because I'm planning on.
Awesome job.
Yeah, because the thing is that the other credit card, the minimum payments is about up to like maybe $100 now. I'm like, I can't pay that. So I'm like, if I get another card, I can use that card to pay off the first one, but the payments on that second one will be lower, so I can handle that.
Definitely want to go and talk to your banker, get some financial advice.
That's why.
Definitely want to do that.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, that's why I haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me make sure, because I'm not an expert when it comes to this. That might be the wrong thing to do. I don't know. But
it's okay. Seek wise counsel. All right, that's what Bible say.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
So that's I'm trying to get that mindset where I'm trusting myself not to, just get into full-blown debt, and I'm trusting myself that I'm going to get this certification and get a better job. Like,
there we go.
So yeah, it's like I want to say trying, but you say not to try. So not to say try. Like
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right, we're doing. So re-identification, right? Not believing in what the old was, what you felt about yourself, right? What other people said about yourself, but it's what you identifying with now, right? That's what creates the trust. All right, the self-confidence. You got to believe in it, right?
Okay.
Easy. All right. Goal-directed performance and action. All right. So it says focus to achieve long-term desired goals. That's what we've been working on. Yeah, that's what we've been working on. Right. It says emotional tenacity and persistence, drive to choose challenging objectives and assume acceptable risk. You literally just talking about that, right? You literally just was.
The funny thing, the reason why I'm like, is because I've literally been thinking about this for like the past couple of days. So I'll let you finish reading, and then I'll go into it.
It says, stay the course to completion, resilience in the face of obstacles and setbacks, seizing opportunities. All right.
Wait, what did I get on that one? Oh, 40. Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So we working on these things, right? All right.
Okay.
So
but you got anything?
Yeah. Setting the goals, right? Setting the standards for yourself. delayed gratification. So not going to the quick fix on things, but focusing on things that you can build for long-term success. Those are things we was talking about. All right.
Yeah.
So using those as standards so that we can block out or get around or combat any negativity in your life. All right.
Yeah.
Bam. Go ahead.
Okay. Because just random side note, because I just remembered. What's her full name? Do you remember Trina? I think her last name is Coe. No.
I could know her why.
Okay. The only reason I asked is because I had showed her your picture when we were walking the other day, and she recognized you.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Yeah, I know him because the group that she's a part of is Best of Clayton County," and she said that they had did something with you and Rico a while back.
Oh yeah. Okay. I know. She probably. I know. Go ahead though.
Okay. So yeah, but that's what I'm talking about.
Side note. Go ahead.
Yeah. Side note. But anyway, I was talking to her about like my art and everything again, and I showed her some of the little animations that I did on YouTube, and she really stressed. She's like, "Yeah, you should really have like a full-blown YouTube channel, and put some of your animations up there and just work on that and stuff." And it really got me thinking. It's like with the children's book that I was going to do. It's like originally that's supposed to be a short film.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I decided to do it as a children's book is because I figured it'd be easier. And my overall goal used to be to one day have my own animation company. But I kind of just let that go because I was like, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen and whatnot. So lately I've been debating. I'm like, okay, should I continue the way that I've been going and just make this story into a children's book? Or should I make it the way that it was originally intended, buckle down, and actually make a short film? And it's like I was kind of leaning towards making a short film because, like it said, it sounds more challenging. And I'm like,
Why not just do both?
Yeah, I thought about that too. But it's kind of like, which one would I want to, I guess, put more effort into? Which one would I want to do first? It's like, do I want to make the children's book and then make the film, or just do the film and then make the children's book? It'd probably be easier that way if I do the film first, just because the children's book would basically just be like scenes from the film. So, yeah.
Whatever you feel is good.
Okay. But yeah. And also I feel like if I was to sit here and be like, I'm going to do the children's book, that would be an excuse for me not to do the short film.
So do both.
So, but yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, I'd rather be like, okay, I'm going to do short film and then the book will come along with it. Instead of being like, I'll do the book and then if I feel like it, I'll do the short film. But I don't, I'm just like, nah, I'm do the short film. Book will come along with it. Get my brother on board. He can do a soundtrack. We'll have a CD. It's all good. Like, yeah. But yeah.
That's a good way of thinking about that.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Like I said, it's going to take a while, but yeah. I'm also trying to get in the mindset where I'm like, okay, I don't have anybody that I really have to answer to, and I don't really have to prove anything. Cause I feel like before it's kind of like I got to have all this stuff, so just in case if I like bump into my ex at a Walmart or something, it's like, hey, look, I got me a new job now, and I got the 3 books that I wrote since we broke up and stuff. It's like, it doesn't really matter anymore, does it? It's just, it'll be done when I'm ready for it to be done. So yeah.
Living for yourself, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah. Progress.
You breaking out of the codependency.
Okay.
It
cool.
that's because that's what you're doing. That's what it sounds. You're saying those things that people that don't or are not codependent say. Put it like that. That's the state of mind. We don't live for other people. We live for what we feel is right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
There we go. Good job. Progress.
Yes.
All right. All right. Integrity and trustworthiness. I'm gonna go to creativity, agility, and flexibility. Let's go back to the integrity. So it says coping with change, right? Transition and development, adjusting to situations, relationships, and feelings, handling curiosity and imagination to create, discover, and explore opportunities, innovation for progress, cognitive and emotional shifts to augment and manage change, the abilities to problem solve and think outside the box.
Okay.
Literally, what you was just talking
said.
about, what you just said,
Yeah.
is what this is talking about. All right,
Yeah.
we was talking about exploring different opportunities. Right, it's so many things. What being creative and handling different aspects or different shifts or different.
Yeah.
You just said those things.
Also, going along with, just kind of exploring different things and whatnot. This is actually kind of working out because I'm actually like explaining to you the stuff that I wanted to talk about later. Yeah. So Saturday, I went to a sword lesson class. Well, sword lessons. Yeah.
It's not jousting. What is it?
Nah,
fencing.
No, it's not even fencing.
Really?
Yeah.
Sword play.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
It was at Brookhaven Park. But yeah, so I did that and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I got to whack people with a wooden sword all day. Like, it was nice.
No, I'm gonna say don't hide the emotion. You said it was awesome, but you was looking down.
No,
It's like,
'cause I was scratching my neck. Yeah, but no, I loved it.
yeah,
Like,
it sounds awesome.
But yeah, so, and it's kind of like, it kind of helped to fill that hole. Because, like, for the last couple of weeks, I've been like, yeah, on the weekends, I don't have anything to look forward to. And it's just, it's like Saturday, I was like, I got up, 8 o'clock, went to the park, walked with Trina. After that, left the park, went to Brookhaven, did the sword thing. That started at 11, ended at like 2:30. And even then, the guy was like, hey, I'm going to stay around for a while. So anybody that want to stay, the only reason I left was because I was tired. Because I was like, I literally like sparring with one guy, and I started getting really slow, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's time for me to tap out. I'm
Gotcha.
not even waving it correctly anymore. But yeah, there was that, and then Sunday, I went to Piedmont Park to play what's it called? Dang, I don't remember what it's called anymore. It's some sport. It's almost like playing tennis, but it's like this little small dingle thing or something. You have like smaller rackets.
Like badminton?
Yeah, badminton. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Yeah, but yeah, I went and played badminton. I never played badminton before, but I was like, come, I'm gonna do this. And apparently, I was like somewhat good at it because they were saying like I was catching on really quick. So I'm like, oh, that's two things that I never thought I would be doing: learning how to do swords and playing badminton. So yeah, and I'm like, I want to get good with the sword stuff because he said you can actually progress. So it's not just like, oh, we're just out there swinging swords for, fun. For
It's
the hell
like
of it.
real.
It's like, yeah. I mean, we are out there doing it for fun, but you're really learning and stuff like that. So yeah, so those are like two other things that I was like, oh, cool. I can learn these things and expand my horizons and all that good stuff. So
That's a good thing.
yeah,
All right.
awesomeness.
That's a good thing. All right. All right, we're going to move on to integrity and trustworthiness. And it says the ability to work with conscious ethics and integrity, operating with personal standards, principles, and values, being dependable, reliable, and authentic, keeping promises, and assuming personal responsibility. We was just talking all about all of that. I would have just said. But
Maybe we were.
all right, so I was about to say, you look like you got a question. Go ahead, but that was a puzzled look. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, like, can you like break that down a
Exactly.
little bit?
All right, so everything that we was just talking about staying true, basically with the codependency, staying true, not living for everybody else. Right. So this is talking. It's just said the ability to work with ethics and integrity, basically staying true to whatever you feel is right. Right. When nobody else is looking, when nobody else is around, and even if somebody else is around, internal is like, bro, I don't feel like this is right. Right. So I'm not gonna do this just because somebody else wants me to do something. All right.
Okay, I got a story for that too.
There we go. But hold on.
Yeah.
And it says operating with exactly what I just said, principles and values, being dependent. So this is what creates confidence in ourselves, right? We trust ourselves to make the right decision. This is a part of that.
Wait, what did I get on that? 5th? Yeah. Okay.
There we go. All right. So we want to keep on working on those things.
Yeah.
All right. The things that create that type of bond with ourselves. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I know I'm still struggling with that. Like I said, had a situation for that. So the other niece, Estrella, the one that was staying with me for a little bit of time. So she what's that? Either Friday or Thursday, her mom texted me, couldn't find out that she was in Savannah. She ended up being put into a facility because she was cutting herself really bad. And she was coming home on Friday, but her mom wanted to know if I could like drive her up to her sister's place, like her older sister. So I guess she stays with her or whatever. So I was like, okay, sure, I'll drive her up there. So Friday, picked her up after, they didn't get back until like after 8. So I went and picked them up, took her to her sister's place, dropped her off. So then Saturday, she messaged me and was like, hey, so would you be able to pick me up tomorrow and take me back home because I left something? And I was like, I should be able to. She's like, yeah, you know, not, you might not have to, but just seeing if you could. And I was like, yeah, I should be. She's like, all right, cool. I was like, you know, give me like $5 gas money at least. And she's like, okay, cool. So Sunday, while I'm playing badminton, she messages me and she's like, hey, come get me. And I was like, right now? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, look, I'm not gonna be able to come get you till after 11:30. So and she's like, okay, cool. So then maybe about like 10 minutes later, she was like, oh, never mind. Precious, that's the name of the other sister. She's like, Precious is gonna drop me off. I was like, okay, so you good? And she's like, yeah. So about maybe an hour later, she messages me and she's like, I need an iPhone. Yeah. She's like, I need an iPhone charger, and I know you have 2 of them because I've seen them. And I'm like, where have you seen 2 iPhone chargers at? She's like, you got one in your apartment and then one in your car. And I'm like, yeah, I have one in my car because it's my car charger. That's why it's in the car. So she texts me back. She's like, well, I need one because the baby broke mine, and you know, I forgot what else she said, but I was like, okay, you can't go, like, Precious can't take you by Walmart for you to get one. And she's like, I asked her already, and she said no, and my mom can't get one because she doesn't have a car, and she don't know anything about iPad charger, which I'm like, how do
Hold
you
on.
not?
This is the mother or the daughter?
This is the daughter.
Okay, so that's what we've been talking about this whole
Yeah,
time.
remember the one that I told you the other time? You were like, yeah, she's rude.
Okay, all right, okay. Because
Oh, you thought it was the mom the whole
yes, I thought it was the mom the whole
Oh,
time.
No.
Excuse me. Woo. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Keep going.
This is the daughter. Yeah. The one that I did the rap videos with. Yeah.
Okay.
But so yeah, she's like, yeah, you know, my mom doesn't know where to get an iPhone charger from, and I'm just like, okay.
I'm gonna put this down for a second. Go ahead.
I think you could at least go to a Walmart or something. Like, yeah. But anyways, so then she's like, don't worry about it. I'm gonna get me one. And I was like, okay, cool. But then she turns around, she's like, yeah, but I do need you to take me somewhere at 3:30. And I was like, okay, where? So finish playing badminton, leave the park, go to the comic book store, just kind of chilling out. She messaged me back and she's like, Fulton County. And I was like, okay, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that because I'm in Fulton County right now. So once I leave, I don't feel like coming back. Plus, I'm starting to notice a pattern where you only message me if you need a ride. So then she messages me back and she's like, well, what else is there to talk about? And that kind of like, at that moment, I was like, you know, excuse the language, but I'm like, well, damn. So we really don't have a relationship here, do we?
There we go. Come on, somebody. There we go. Come on.
So I was just like, you know, she's like, okay, what else do we really have to talk about? So I was just like, nothing much, I guess. Just kind of makes it feel like the only thing I'm good for is giving you rides. And she never messaged me back. I know she saw the message because it says it on my phone, but she never messaged me back after that. So afterwards, it's like, I talked to my friend Jabay about it, and I was just like, I felt bad because it's like, I keep having these moments where I feel like I stand up for myself or I do something that's like, you know, progressive for like my, I guess my self healing or whatever you want to call it.
For yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I backtrack and I'm just like, yeah, why did I do that? Like, you know, it's like, it's kind of like how I belittle like certain things that I do. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I did this, but you know, just, it's almost like I'm belittling my decision. So instead of going like, yeah, you know what, I probably did need to do that because she probably was just using me and that's probably all that relationship was just, oh, Uncle Larry can just give me a ride, you know, and that's it. You know, I backtracked and I was like, well, maybe it wasn't really that serious. Like, maybe you could have just kept giving her rides. Like, why did you pick now to all of a sudden want to be like, you messaged me, you and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I felt dumb. It's like, I felt like, well, maybe I should have just shut up and just been like, yeah, because I realized, like, okay, those rides are the only time that I get to see her. But then, it's like, I was like, well, isn't that a problem in and of itself?
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Cause now we go. Come on.
I was
You talking
even,
now?
Even if we were to get past the whole like, okay, I'm a grown man and this is like a child and she's technically not related to me. If this is a girl that sees me as her uncle, you would think maybe every once in a while she might like, hey, Uncle Larry, so how about we like go hang out and eat some ice cream or something? Like call me like, hey, you busy today? Do you mind like we just drive around and talk or something like that? Maybe I'm asking too much because she's a teenager. I don't know. But like I said, I've been in this toxic situation for 6 years.
No.
I don't know how this is supposed to work normally.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's one of the reasons why I started tearing up when I was looking at the pictures of the guy that I knew from school, because I'm just like, that is a genuine relationship that he has with his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted to have with these like nieces. And I'm starting to realize like that really wasn't there. It might have been there in some kind of capacity, but it's like, yeah, it's not like, like this girl, she might say she loves me. I'm not trying to say like she don't love me, but at the end of the day, I don't think she fully respects me. And I don't think that she really looks at me as like anything more than just, oh, well, Uncle Larry just do stuff for me or get me stuff,
Yes.
If he doesn't, then he's just a bitch.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, for like last couple of days, I've kind of been coming more to terms with it. And I also kind of connected that back to Alyssa, because I told my friend Jadaidis as well. I was like, I think it bothered me so much as well because after the breakup, it's kind of like, yeah, I can't see them anymore. But then it's like that whole running away thing happened. It's like, okay, I can still see Estrella at least. Mm-hmm. And I feel like by seeing Estrella, I'm still connected to Alyssa, even though I can't see her. So now that it seems like, okay, Estrella is probably not going to message me anymore. That just needs to end anyway. It makes me feel like, okay, so I lost Estrella. So I definitely lost Alyssa. So yeah.
So you good?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
So coping with change, transition, and development, adjusting to situations, relationships, and feelings, right?
Yeah.
Those things that you were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you have to set standards for what you're going to take from people.
Yeah.
All right. And you can't feel ashamed because you have set the right standards for you. Right. That's what narcissistic type people or type personalities do. Right.
Mm-hmm.
They shame codependent people into doing things for them. Right. It's our people that are codependent, they operate in a lot of guilt and a lot of shame. Like that's how you the thinking just then, it's a classic symptom of being codependent, right? Yeah. This is
you're on screen, just
no,
tapping on
no,
stuff.
cool. Yeah. Well,
I didn't want you to like tap on the wrong thing or something.
Gotta go back to what else. All right, so you have to get out of that state of mind. Don't let nobody shame you into doing what's best for you, all right? And don't double guess yourself, right? Or don't second guess yourself if you've done the right thing for you. All right? Okay. Don't do that. That's just as simple as I can put that. As a simple, and then like for a little girl to just, hey, come get me. Are you asking me or are you telling me?
Yeah.
So a relationship with an adult versus a child, where's the hierarchy and respect? Yeah. Right? There's asking me to do something versus telling me to do something. You don't tell me to do anything, but you got to believe that, right? Yeah. But you can't be so attached or so dependent on this relationship with this person that you're afraid to assert yourself, right? And stand up for yourself, right? And don't be ashamed. Don't be so in fear of losing, right? Of losing people to a degree, right? That you don't stand up for yourself, right? So that's a part of what codependency is. So that's something that I would suggest working on, right? Seriously valuing yourself above certain people and certain situations that's toxic for you. All right, I'm gonna put it that way.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
It's like it is weird because I do feel like, I don't know how to explain. It's like I have these moments where it's like it breaks through. And then I'm like, oh, I just did a thing. And then I'm like, crap, I just did a thing. Why did I do that thing? But it's like in the back of my mind, I'm like, but that thing was good. So
there we go. Stick with that thought.
Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah. So I guess it's still like that process. It's like I'm
It is.
having my moments, but then I kind of backtrack, but then I have moments. So yeah. So
It's the transition into that new identity, right? So that's what that back and forth is
Yeah.
like, right? So
yeah, it's kind of like the Hulk or something. It's like out of nowhere, I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that because that's not working for me. And I'm like, oh my God, where did that come from?
that's the real
What is
you.
that? Like, why?
That's the real you.
Yeah.
I'm so serious, right? The other stuff, that's a taught thing that's been there for so long, right? And you are starting to see a different side of what, like, this, you're starting to notice what you really want, right? That's why you do certain things, because that's a natural thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the other stuff is just so taught. You were conditioned to think the other way.
Yeah.
So that battle, that constant battle, right, or that pulling, that tugging, right, it's the alignment, right, that you're dealing with, right, aligning with what you hold to be true, right. So that's what that battle is. The more you stay on the other side, the further away that other part is gonna go, right. Creating a new habit, right, with I think it was I forgot what the word is, but creating a new habit, it takes a little second. Right, the more you stay on the other side, the more you do the new habit, the further away the old habit goes. The easier it is to manage that, and it becomes so much better over time. So keep progressing with that.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Hold on. All right, it's been pretty decent. Let's keep going for a minute. You got any questions right now?
No.
All right. All right, so that's it for that one. All right, so is it for the first part? Now this is the details of your self-management scores. All right,
Okay.
so this is where you are right now, and then what you can do to improve. All right,
Okay.
so let's start with the lowest one: motivation, positive psychology, initiative. All right, and it says you may allow other people and external situations to set the pace. All right. We hitting something, right?
Yeah.
There we go. We was just talking about that, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So it says choose to be active rather than passive. Assertion versus letting things happen. All right. That's what we were just talking about. It says performance and energy are life changers. By continuously recognizing options and possibilities, active decisions are made to choose a path and determine destiny. Stopping, analyzing the situations, seeing where you should go. What's the best option? All right.
Okay.
Always stay in that state of mind to a degree. All right.
Question.
Go
Well,
ahead.
I guess I'll let you finish first.
Okay. It says avoid letting others take over and continuously assume control. Beautiful, right? And it says use discipline to focus on the tools to maintain passion and enthusiasm. Everything we was just talking about this whole session. All right,
Makes sense.
go ahead.
But oh crap, I forgot what I was about to say. Wait, hold on. Okay. So when you said like, okay, stop, think about it, and see what the best option is. So somebody like me that overthinks stuff, like how would that work for me? Like how would I keep myself from overthinking situations, but still kind of pick what's right for me?
Lean on what you have been taught. Focus on what you've been taught. All right.
Yeah.
If you come to a situation that you don't know, there's two options. Pray about it, right? Ask God to guide you. And two, call somebody that has the wisdom and knowledge to help you through a situation. All right. That's what I'm for. All right. That's why I'm here. All right.
Yeah.
When you got a problem situation you don't understand, hit me up.
Okay.
If I'm busy, if I'm not, I got you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here for. Okay. But I'm giving you the tools so that you do this on your own. All right. That's what I'm here for. Give you the tools. So use what you have been taught. You kind of been taught a whole lot over these last almost 90 days.
Yeah.
A lot of different things, right? So it's just about, remember, acting in the personal standards. This is why I talk about this so much, right? Because your own personal standards is where the foundation is, right? What you're built upon, what you feel right and what's wrong, right? In so many different situations. That's why we go over different situations, right?
Yeah.
That's where you derive your answer from.
Makes sense.
Okay. You sure? You good?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. You got another question?
Nah.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's go to the second lowest. It says goal-directed performance targeted actions. All right. It says, while you find it easy to start and finish, you likely find it difficult to remain disciplined through the long haul.
That is so
Yeah,
true.
there we go. We've talked about that. And it says, maintain passion and enthusiasm. Most projects are hardest to start and finish. It's easier to maintain momentum when things are moving along. Set a positive tone to keep up excitement, drive, and motivation to get the targeted results. We talk about the routine, right? Sticking to your routine and stuff like that, right? We already talked about all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get back to that routine because that routine's been off for a while now.
Sometimes it adjusts. Then you keep adjusting your routine at times.
Yeah.
All right.
So trying to get back to that. Speaking of routines, I had a chat with I don't even remember which one it was, but anyway, two coaches that I'm talking to with my certification. Talked to both of them. One of them is basically a straightforward mentor. He came up with a study plan for me to kind of do for the next like 2 weeks to see how it works. And the other coach, he basically was just like, okay, yeah, try to hit these many hours when you study per week, more time. Like I told him that basically I kind of gave up trying to get the certification by like the end of September or whatnot, because I'm like, yeah, there's no way I'll be able to do that and really understand the stuff. And they both seemed to fully agree with that because they were telling me to take more time anyways. They seem like they want me to like not worry about how much time it takes me, period. So just kind of like just study when I can, and then just after I feel like I'm ready, just take the test instead of saying like, oh, I need to be done by like, November or blah, 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 blah. But I told him, I was like, nah.
There we go. I'm glad. There. Come on. Good.
I mean, the thing is, though, that I'm still, like, trying to get the job, so I won't go into debt. So I'm just like, nah, I need to,
Yeah.
I was like, my new plan is to have this certification by November.
There we go.
Like, that is where I'm at. It's September now. It's September, October, November. That gives me 2 months. And I've already been doing this for, like, 1 month, so, hey.
All right.
I'm guessing I should be good, hopefully.
Okay.
So, yeah. But, yeah, but him coming up like a new like kind of way for me to study, and he mentioned, he was like, yeah, it's gonna feel weird at first, but you keep doing it, you're gonna create that habit for yourself, and it's gonna become easier, and it's gonna be like second nature after a while. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Exactly what I just said, right? It applies to everything, right?
Yeah.
There we go. Good. All right. You good? All right, we're moving to self-control and discipline. And it says, you may not have clearly defined goals that fully motivate and engage your heart.
That is also very true.
Yeah, there we go. It says,
Quick side note, just before we leave, I want to talk about exercising and goals with that. Just, yeah.
okay. All right, it says, energizing to stay on track, avoid multitasking, and have more fun on the journey. Targeted
Can I pause right there?
Go ahead.
Cause see, that's kind of what I was getting at when I was talking about the like doing the logos, because I feel like I really just want to be like, okay, I exercise, I study, and I work on short film. And it's just like those three things, because I feel like that's what's been throwing me out of whack like the last couple of weeks or so. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to do pictures, but then I'm trying, worry about logos, but I'm trying to put all this together. It's just like, yeah, I just want to be like exercise, study, work on film, and then finally get some Bible reading in there as well. So it's like, yeah, it's like maybe after I get the certification, then I can go and do logos if I feel like, or like if, let's say, I don't know, like if I get to a certain point with one of those.
I'm gonna interrupt this real quick, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna interrupt this because I'm gonna cut straight through all of that.
Okay.
let's go to the banker first.
Yeah.
See what that option is before you even keep on just keep on going on with that thought, because it's not going to solve itself fully until you see what the credit card situation is. All right. Focus on that first and then explore your options or how you want to set up your schedule.
Okay.
Easy.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Because you eliminate the other options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if they say, oh yeah, you get a credit card, do this, that, and that, then it's like, okay, I won't have to rely on doing logos as much because I have the credit card.
Now, there you go.
Yeah.
Cut through all of that.
I did think about that earlier. Cause I was like, yeah, if I get to do that, then I don't have to worry about the logos as much. Cause yeah, okay, cool.
Bam.
Yeah. But I was just pointing that out because of the multitasking. Because it seems like whenever I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do this thing because it seems like too much, I feel like you kind of look at me like, but you can do it. You just gotta fit it in. And I'm like, well, I can, but I'm just trying to be focused on a couple of things. You know, it's like once I have consistently exercised, worked on short film, and studied, then I can probably try to throw something in there after I get those three things like good. But it's like right now at the moment I feel like I'm just throwing a bunch of balls. I'm trying to juggle them all. I'm like, oh, drop that one. So it's like, yeah, I just feel like I just need to focus on those three things for now, and then maybe down the road I can start adding more stuff. But yeah, just where I'm at right now, I just need focus. So yeah.
If that's what you feel is gonna help you get to where you need to be, and you happy with that,
Yeah.
let's roll with it.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's what I'm feeling. I'm just like, I need that focus. Like I can't try to do all these different things because it just like I just feel like I'm just all over the place. So I need that focus.
Let's create some. We'll explore that after the credit card situation.
Okay.
Targeted objectives lead to success. All right. It says still coordinating the effort and staying on task are essential. It says demanding the best and settling for nothing less leads to excellence. All right, setting the standards and stick to the standards, basically. It says develop a strong commitment, excitement, and enthusiasm to stay on course, even in the face of setbacks and disappointments. All right, simple.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Integrity and trustworthiness. So your values are clear, but your character is still growing and in flux. All right. We use the higher self. Bam. It says nurture character and well-being. All right. Develop consistency. And it says let your standards, values, and principles be the hallmark of your performance. Exactly, literally what I just said. All right. Literally. It says set the tone for excellence through patterns and systems that display integrity. All right.
Yeah.
Let your standards be what you need to make your decisions off of.
I guess a quick question about that, because I know like we've talked about like standards and values and personal beliefs and all that like in the past, and we kind of brought it up over time. But and this might sound kind of dumb, but I just need some clarification. So are these things that it's kind of like I will kind of this, I guess, come up with over time, like through experiences, or because I kind of feel like, okay, like I need to just like buckle down and be like, okay, these are my values, this is what I'm sticking for, like make a list to remind myself or something, or is it just kind of like, oh, okay, well, this is a situation that happened and I reacted this way, so I guess that's a value or something. Like I mean personally I feel like I probably need to make a list.
Hold on. Make a list, right? And they come over time also to a degree. Right?
Okay, cool.
But you remember the other conversation we had?
Which one? Because we had a lot of them.
The whole Bible situation.
Yeah. See, I still got these from way back. So.
But I got you. We'll talk about that after
Go
this
ahead.
though. All right. We'll table that. All right, let's get through this real quick. And it says creativity, agility, flexibility, and adaptability. And it says you're willing to adjust if and when the path and the rewards are well defined. Faith, not sight.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I'm put it like this. You're sight, but not faith.
Yeah.
All right?
It's like I got to see where I'm going before I feel like it's worth it.
Yeah. So we want to switch that thought pattern.
Yeah.
We definitely want to switch that thought pattern. All right. So it says change is the norm in life, but it requires innovation to shift to improvement. And it says, exercise creativity and agility to be sure of progress. Don't be limited by past experiences. We've talked about that. Strive for continuous learning and development. All right, we're going to stop right there. All right. We're going to keep talking, but we're going this. I mean, this video, man, this session is done for the day. Well, what y'all going to see, this part, that part of the session, that's what y'all going to see. Peace. Thank y'all for watching the video, man. If y'all want to get up with me, links will be in the description below. My boy Larry can say peace if he want to. Right. All right, y'all, man. BSS grind. We out. Let me ask you a question. Why don't you get on the grind? Ask yourself that. We out.